Welcome back. I am Deepan Puriwal and you're watching the Savera. Being young in today's India is not as simple as it once seemed. What should be a time of discovery, of learning and carefree joy has for many become a battleground, marked by academic pressure, social media anxiety and emotional isolation. India is now facing a silent mental health crisis, and its most devastating impact is on our youth. According to the National Crime Records Bureau, more than 40,000 cases of students ending their lives have been reported in the last 5 years. That's not just a number, it's a national emergency in fact. Yet mental health continues to be marginalized in a public health system. The National Mental Health Survey revealed that 1 in 10 adolescents suffers from a mental health disorder. But shockingly, India spends less than 0.5% of its health budget on mental health services. And then came the pandemic. As COVID shut schools and confined children to their screens, real-world connections vanished, replaced by endless scrolling and digital pressure. Teenagers turned to social media for connection, but instead found comparison, performance anxiety, and loneliness. Habits formed during lockdown have now become the norm, and the emotional damage is far from healed. The Netflix series Adolescence holds up a mirror to these struggles, revealing the emotional cracks in our society's foundation. But perhaps the most dangerous influence of our digital world is the rise of toxic masculinity. Young boys especially are being fed messages that glorify dominance and emotional suppression. Influencers preach that vulnerability is weakness, that empathy is unmanly, creating a culture of silence, aggression, and shame. We must disrupt these narratives because strength is not an emotional silence, it's an emotional honesty. What we need is systemic reform. Mental health education must be incorporated in our schools. Teachers and parents need to be sensitized to recognize signs of emotional distress. We must teach our children just not how to calculate or to code, but how to feel, how to express, and how to heal. Digital literacy and emotional intelligence should be as essential as any academic subject is. And mental health infrastructure must be strengthened across India, especially in rural and underserved regions, where support is almost non-existent. But it also begins at home. Too often, the stigma starts within our own families, where conversations about feelings are dismissed or silenced. Parents, caregivers, teachers, we all have a role to play. Vulnerability must not be seen as weakness, but as a first step to strength. And let's not forget the power of public voices, of celebrities, of politicians, of influencers. By sharing their stories, by speaking openly about their own struggles, they can help normalize mental health conversations and create a culture of empathy and authenticity. India's youth are its greatest asset. But what future can we offer them if we ignore their present pain? We stand at a crossroads. We can either stay silent and lose many more lives or to despair, or we can rise to the moment with compassion, with courage, and with commitment. This isn't just a health issue. It's not even just a policy issue. It's a human issue. And the cost of inaction is counted in lost futures and in lives that could have been saved. Stay with us for more stories only on Savera.